Hello, Hayden. Hi, Parker. Good morning, Hayden. Good morning. Who else is here? We're going to give it a few minutes. Wait for people to start coming in, and then we will open our advent calendar for today. I'm feeling super excited today because I don't have enough sleep and I just had coffee. How are you guys today? Good morning. Shall we tomorrow is Saturday, yeah? Do you want to keep the advent calendar storytelling at the same time like today, like 5:30? Or do you want it a bit earlier, or do you want it a bit later? What do you say? Please let me know, because I want to like try and fit into a time that is most suitable for all of you. I'm thinking after. Hello, Ophelia. Yeah, you got in. So tomorrow after the story we can talk a bit or something. I can put something on and I can talk to you on camera. Now I'm not gonna do that because I'm in my pajamas. But tomorrow after the story we can perhaps talk a little bit. Hello, Hayden. Good morning. I love it how everybody's saying good morning to me, even though it's 5:30 in Hong Kong. Thank you for thinking about me and how thinking about me and my situation. Is it very cold? I don't know. I kept my windows shut very, very tight, but I will find out. Let's see. Oh, today's not bad. Yesterday it was something like 6 degrees, and today is 8 degrees. So I'd say it's a very, very good temperature, because a few days ago or last week the end of last week, it was something like 0 degrees and -1 degree. So I was like, ah! But today is 8 degrees, so it's good. 8 degrees. I'm happy with that. All right, who else is here? Great, shall we crack on? You can feel my energy coming up from my coffee intake. Hello there, who's there? Tell me your names. I'll turn the music down when we crack on with opening our story for today. Again, we are reading just one story today because we've caught on. Tomorrow, tell me what time fits you guys, yeah? Tell me what time works for you guys, and I will announce it on the page as of what time we're doing it. All right, today is the 11th of December. Shall we get on with it? I have never seen what's inside. Ooh, Mr. Nosey and the Beanstalk. Amazing. Shall we, guys? This music is very calming, isn't it? Okay, let's go in. So we can have you see a little bit closer. Is this a good size? Let's check. Oh, this is amazing. This is perfect. All right. Yeah, same time for you, Hayden. 5:30. Okay. Let me see what others think and I will decide, okay? Right now, let's get on with it. Mr. Nosey and the Beanstalk. Mr. Nosey has a very, very long, very, very big nose. What about you guys? Are you guys nosy? Are you guys like, what are you doing? Let me see. What are you doing? What did you have? Yeah, always trying to eavesdrop, always trying to see what others up to. This is what Mr. Nosey is like. Always trying to take a look, take a peek in what other people are doing, what other people are eating or writing or reading. Very, very nosy. Now, Mr. Nosey is one of those people who is curious about everything. Absolutely everything. If he comes across a parcel, he will start to wonder what's inside it. It says, to Mr. Happy. Do you think he should open this parcel? No, he should not. He should wait. Am I right? And he should probably pass it to Mr. Happy for him. Be helpful guy. And the more curious he becomes, the more he has to know. Yes, of course, Parker. We will have some time chatting tomorrow. I think there's this function where, like, I could see you guys as well. Like, if you want to go on camera or something, I don't know. I can see, but yes, of course, we can chat tomorrow. We will chat tomorrow, okay? And even if it's addressed to someone else, Mr. Nosey will not be able to stop himself opening it. Just to have a look, have a tiny little peek. His curiosity always gets the better of him. So curious. One day, Mr. Nosey was out for a walk when he met a wizard. Is it the same wizard that gave the flying teapot to Mr. Christmas? Do you remember what the first day we read the book? Is it the same wizard? Or maybe not? Okay, remember that's Mr. Christmas, and this wizard gave the flying teapot to Mr. Christmas, but it doesn't look like the same wizard. Maybe it's a different wizard. And so he met a wizard. The wizard was holding a little small bag. Mr. Nosey, being so nosy, had to know what was inside the bag. The wizard told him that it was a bag full of magic beans. Mr. Nosey had to know what was magic about them. I will give you 1 bean, said the wizard, and if you take it home and plant it, you will find out. That is, if you're sure that you want to find out. What a silly question. Of course, Mr. Nosey was sure he wanted to find out. He wants to find out about every single thing. Being how nosy he is. At home, Mr. Nosey planted the bean in his garden. The next morning, he could not believe his eyes. There, in the middle of his garden, was a giant beanstalk that stretched up into the clouds. As Mr. Nosey admired the beanstalk, a thought occurred to him. Hello, Adrian. As Mr. Nosey admired the beanstalk, a thought occurred to him. What could be at the top of the beanstalk? Well, of course he wanted to know. The more he thought this thought, the more curious he became. And the more curious he became, the more he had to know. So he began to climb up the beanstalk. He climbed. Mr. Nosey is green, and then the beanstalk is green, and everything beneath him is green as well. And he climbed over here with this long nose, and he climbed, and he climbed, and he climbed right up into the clouds. And when he reached the top, he could not believe his eyes. For the second time that day, there in the clouds was a giant castle. And then a thought occurred to him. Who might live in a castle in the clouds? And the thought grew into curiosity, and the curiosity got the better of him. So he set out across the clouds to the castle. The giant castle had a giant door, and in the giant door there was a giant keyhole. Mr. Nosey cannot pass the keyhole and resist the urge to have a peek. And this time it was no different. Except that this time it was different because Mr. Nosey could fit in the keyhole. At first he wanted to take a peek what's inside. But then the keyhole was so big because it's a giant's house. He could fit inside it. He can go through it. Once inside, it quickly became apparent that the who lived in the castle was indeed a giant. Now you and I would have sensibly left as fast as we could because we don't want any trouble or accidents or anything, right? In fact, we would not have been there in the first place because, we're not that nosy. But Mr. Nosey, as you can guess, could not resist having a look around and see what's here, what's there. Mr. Nosey went into the giant's kitchen, and in the corner were 3 small cupboards. Of course, Mr. Nosey had to know what was inside them. He opened the first cupboard. Inside was a small bag. Before he could look inside the bag, he heard a terrifying sound. Thump, 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 thump. It was the thud of the giant's heavy-booted footsteps somewhere in the castle, and they were getting closer. Mr. Nosey grabbed the bag, scrambled through the keyhole, and slithered back down the beanstalk as fast as he could, because he was afraid, of course. Safely back at home, he discovered that the bag was full of gold coins. That night he could not sleep. He lay in bed thinking about the other 2 cupboards. What could they contain? Look at his face. It's like, I want to know, I want to know, I want to know. He wants to know like so badly. Early the next morning, back up the beanstalk went Mr. Nosey. Back through the keyhole and back to the second cupboard in the giant's kitchen. He went back. So brave of him. Isn't he afraid that he would bump into the giant and get hurt or something? Inside was a hen. That's curious, thought Mr. Nosey to himself. Not for the first time in this story. He picked up the hen. There was a golden egg. A hen that lays golden egg, murmured Mr. Nosey. I need to take this home for a closer look. Just then, Mr. Nosey heard the heavy boots of the giant coming down the stairs again. Thump, 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 thump. Mr. Nosey tucked the hen under his arm and ran for his life. The hen fascinated Mr. Nosey, but it did not stop him thinking about the third cupboard. Remember, there are 3 of them. He was terrified of the giant, but his curiosity overcame his fear. He's like, I really want to know what's inside the cupboard. What is inside the cupboard? So the following morning, back to the giant's kitchen he went. Oh my gosh, going back up the beanstalk for the 3rd time. Oh, he's so nosy, he's not even scared of the giant. He opened the 3rd cupboard, and in it was a golden harp. A golden harp that was singing. Interesting. Mr. Nosey sat and listened to the harp. He felt so safe, knowing that he would be able to hear the giant's loud boots coming. But the giant was wearing slippers this morning, not the boots. So when he was walking, there wasn't a sound, which was how he caught Mr. Nosey. The giant boomed. So, you're the thief! I have a mind to grind your bones to make my bread. Mr. Nosey's eyes nearly popped out of his head. But I won't. I prefer cornflakes for breakfast. Now, I know what to do with you. Since you're so interested in what is in my cupboards, you can clean my cupboards for me. Cleaning job, really? And Mr. Nosey did. It took him 3 whole days to clean the cupboards. Giant's cupboards are, well, giant. Now let that be a lesson to you, said the giant. And you'd think it would have been. But the very next day, Mr. Nosey came upon an empty house, and the front door was open, and on the kitchen table were 3 bowls of porridge. Do you think he went into the house? being Mr. Nosey, I bet he did. 3 bowls of porridge. Does this remind you of any story? Is it like another story that we read before? A house where the door was open with 3 bowls of porridge on the table? What does it remind you of, guys? Does it remind you of Goldilocks and the 3 bears? And remember we read Little Miss Sunshine and the 3 bears? And then the 3 beds, the 3 chairs, the 3 bowls of porridge. Did he go in? But that's another story. I think he definitely went in, and in that case, he didn't learn his lesson. I mean, it's okay for him to be nosy, having a beanstalk and climbing up the beanstalk, but think about it. When he sees all these things in the cupboard, the little bag, and then the egg and the hen and the harp, should he have taken these things away? Is that polite? Is that good of him to take these things away from someone else's cupboards? Is this bag his? No, it belonged to the giant. So are these coins. But the hen and the golden egg, did that belong to him? No, they all belong to the giant. So not only was he nosy, looking to see what's inside things, that's okay if he's nosy, but at least at the very, very least, he shouldn't have taken things away. Am I right? He shouldn't have taken things away that doesn't belong to him. But sadly, I don't think he learned his lesson. He's still like so nosy, and still, I think, went in the house with the 3 bowls of porridge. And yes, Hayden, you're right. Hayden Yim, you're right. 3 little bears. Sorry, because we have 2 Haydens here. We have Hayden Tree and Hayden Yim here. 3 little bears. Goldilocks and the 3 little bears with the 3 bowls of porridge, right? Very well. How do you guys like the story, Mr. Nosey and the Beanstalk? Actually, would you like to see an overview of all the stories we've read so far? I will put them all out for you guys. And you can later on tell me which story you like the best, alright? Give me a second. Let me just put them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So these are all the 11 books that we've read so far. Tomorrow we'll go on and read number 12. Alright, tell me which book you like the most, guys. Tomorrow we'll read book number 12. We will... Perhaps I'll give you a little quiz. I don't know. I haven't decided what to do. But we'll also have a little chat. Yes, we'll do that, Parker. We'll have a little chat tomorrow. I'll try to make it the same time, 5:30. I think that's a good time for a lot of people. And I'll try. I will let you guys know, okay? That's about it for today. How do you feel? Tell me what you feel about these stories, or particularly the story that we read today. Any takers? Anyone wants to tell me what they think about this story? Or any other stories that we've read? Which one's your favorite? Alright then. We will see each other tomorrow again. We are almost through half of all the books in this Advent calendar collection, and it also means that we are so much closer to Christmas. We are 12 days away, 13 days away from Christmas. I'm getting so excited. I hope you are too. Well, then that's all for today, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.